Hi guys, and welcome to this Pick a Card tarot reading where we're going to be looking at a message that wants to come through for you to help you move on or detach from a connection, a situation, a manifestation that you're waiting to come in. Basically, something that's like not serving you for your highest and greatest good at this point in time. If you watch any kind of like YouTube tarot readings, like TikTok tarot readings, astrology Twitter, and I'm guessing if you're watching this video, like you do see those kinds of readings, one of the most common messages that I see personally is like either you need to move on from this connection or this situation because it's not good for you, or you need to detach from this because it's not the right time for this to come in. And it can be easy to like understand that intellectually and logically, like, okay, yeah, I need to like move on for the time being, or like this isn't meant for me, I need to move on. But it doesn't mean that it's like necessarily easy to put into practice, or it can still be difficult to actually kind of let go, surrender, and detach or move on in a sense. So I'm hoping that this reading will provide some clarity and insight and advice on how to do that. You can leave it open-ended and ask in general about a message that you need to hear, to move on from something, or you can ask about a specific situation, a specific connection. It's up to you. Really quickly, before we get into the reading, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Hannah, and I post pick a card readings here. I'm trying to upload on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So if you want, you can subscribe to check out future videos. I do offer private readings. That information is linked in the description box. And I think that's everything. Okay, so once again, the question is, what message wants to come through for you to help you move on or detach in the present moment? We have 3 piles to choose from. I pre-shuffled all of the piles for this video, so there's going to be no shuffling. I pre-shuffled them. But pile number 1, I used the kahane tarot, and all of them have an amethyst point. So this is the first amethyst point for pile number 1. Again, this is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is in the middle. This is the pagan otherworlds tarot, and this is the amethyst point on this deck. And then for pile number 3, I shuffled using the the apparition tarot, with this amethyst point on top. So if you need some more time, feel free to pause the video to meditate to see which pile is calling to you. Once you've chosen the pile that you feel has the message that's meant for you, I will have all of the timestamps linked down below so you can easily jump to that pile, and I will see you at the timestamp. It's sliding. Okay, that's fine. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 1 or the kahane tarot with this amethyst point, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's take a look and see what message is coming through for you on how you can move on or detach from this situation. Okay, so for the tarot cards, we have the King of Wands in reverse, the 9 of Cups, the Queen of Cups in reverse, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Clarifying the King of Wands in reverse, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Clarifying the 9 of Cups, we have the King of Cups. Clarifying the Queen of Cups in reverse, we have the Hermit in reverse. And clarifying the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. And then I also pulled some oracle cards. So we have the Emperor, which is authority in this deck. This is a tarot deck, technically. We have the throat chakra. We have the Moon card in reverse, which says shadow in this deck. We have confusion and money versus love. And then I just pulled 2 more, so I'll show you those. And we also have Cancer and Libra. Okay, so let's see. For pile number 1, what do you need to know? What do you need to hear to help you move on and detach from the situation? Okay, I do feel like there are emotions surrounding, either if you're asking in general or you're asking about like a specific situation, there are emotions that you've repressed that you need to kind of let out. With the Emperor here, the throat chakra, and the shadow card in reverse, the moon card in reverse, like look at this man like crossing his chest. He doesn't want to be vulnerable. Like his heart chakra is kind of being blocked here. I guess this isn't really his heart chakra, but whenever I see this card, I think of the heart chakra. I feel like you've been kind of trying to seem really strong and to seem like you have it all together. You want people to think that, or maybe you're even trying to convince yourself that. And it feels like there's something that you've been kind of pushing down, that you've been ignoring, that wants to come out with this shadow in reverse. And the thing is, like, whatever you're repressing, it feels like you're quite afraid of it. Like you don't want to let it out, but it's actually the fact that you're repressing it, that you're not acknowledging it, the fact that you're not dealing with it, that's making it feel hard to deal with. That's making it difficult. If you would give it like some space, like give it some air, let it breathe, let it out, like it would be much more manageable and much more easy to deal with. But because you're kind of taking this stance and not allowing yourself to feel this, or you're not allowing yourself to acknowledge it, it's not getting a chance to resolve itself. It's not getting a chance to heal. And it's kind of like going down and festering. There's a lot of confusion here in general because we have the confusion card and we also have the shadow card in reverse. The moon card, even when it's upright, is a very confusing card. This is the card of dreams, the subconscious, fantasy. So with this in reverse, it's even more intense. Like there's a lot of confusion in general here. And I think some of that is stemming from the fact that there's something that you don't want to look at or something that you don't want to face that wants to come up and talk to you because it has a message for you. And one of those messages that it has for you is that what you're ignoring isn't as bad as you're making it out to be. It's not as scary. And the actual act of facing it is not going to be half as bad as you're expecting it to be. There is this element kind of like self-sabotage here as well, especially through your actions with the King of Wands in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. It feels like because you're not acknowledging the emotions here, you're not acknowledging like a memory or whatever it is that you're repressing or not acknowledging, it's causing you to act in ways with the King of Wands in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse that are interfering with your life and that are like harming you in a way. Like you're being asked to kind of take a look here with the Nine of Cups and the King of Wands and think about what it is you really want out of your life. Like this is a very kind of intense message, but what is your actual goal with the Emperor, the money versus love, the Nine of Cups? Like at the end of the day, like what are you really looking for from your life? Like what do you want to get out of your life? And it feels like you are kind of holding yourself back from getting that in some way. For example, not saying this is necessarily your experience, but one thing that this is like that reminds me of this energy that you could resonate with would be if you've like gotten out of a bad relationship and you really want to like find love again, but you have walls up and you're not letting people in. So it's like you want something, you're trying to get it, but you're self-sabotaging, which is preventing you from getting what it is that you want. And again, it's stemming from like you not wanting to acknowledge some kind of emotion or not wanting to acknowledge something. And it's like you're doing the most to avoid this. You're doing the most to like not look at it, to not think about it, to just put it on the back burner and ignore it. But what you're not seeing is if you would just talk to this for even like 5 minutes, if you would just spend some time and really ask yourself, like, what am I running from? What do I not want to look at? If you would acknowledge that, like, you would find that it would be so much easier for you to get what you want. It feels like you are keeping yourself from having what it is that you want by not acknowledging this stuff over here. It feels like there's also a lot of regret with the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Cups in reverse. Like, it feels like you might be spending a lot of time wondering if you've made the right choices, if you've done the right thing, maybe wondering if you've lost, like, the one person for you, or it might feel like the one opportunity that you really wanted, like, slipped through your fingers. And this is letting you know that that's not the case. Like, you are destined for brighter days. You are destined for something really beautiful, and you have not experienced the best that you are yet to experience. Like, what you are to, like, what's coming is much better than what you've gone through. But it feels like you're expecting things to be bad, or you're fearing this to come back. And because of that, because you're not acknowledging it and letting it kind of, it's like the monster in your closet almost is how this is coming across. Because you're not, like, acknowledging your fear for this, it's like you're so afraid of it happening that you are preventing yourself from getting what you actually want, because you're looking for this everywhere instead of in the one place where you need to look at it, which is inside of you, if that, like, makes sense. But there's, like, a lot of regret. There's a lot of sentimentality, nostalgia in a sense. And also there's, like, this need to appear fine. Like, this need to, like, appear like you're doing well. Like, that you have everything together. And the truth is that, like, you don't. And that's okay. No one has anything 100% together. No one 100% knows what they want to do. No one 100%, like, has the best plan. You know what I mean? Like, even people that seem like they have everything together, people that seem like they have everything planned, everything's perfect, like, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. And it feels like what's going on behind your closed doors is something that you need to pay attention to, because it's like your subconscious is really trying to get you to pay attention to something and showing you, like, hey, the reason why you're in this situation right now, the reason why you don't have what you want is because you are blocking yourself from getting it. And that can be a really hard message to accept, or that can be a really, like, not fun message to hear. But the exciting, like, powerful part of that is that if you are the one that's blocking yourself from receiving what it is that you want, you are also the one that can remove that blockage and start to get what it is that you're looking for. If you're asking or you're thinking about, like, a person from your past, or even, like, a situation from your past, it feels, again, there's, like, a lot of nostalgia here, it feels like wondering if you've, like, lost the one, or if you know, like, if you're ever gonna get back what you once had. And there's, like, a message that part of the reason why you're so attached to the past is because you are afraid to be connected to the present. Like, being, like, constantly thinking about your past and wondering if was, like, that the one, like, that's preventing you from actually making connections in the present moment. And that's, like, kind of a defense mechanism that you might be using to keep your walls up. Again, kind of a form of self-sabotage. What's coming through is, like, maybe that person's coming back. Maybe that job opportunity is coming back. But there's so many other people that could give you what that person gave you, and you thinking that you could only get that through that one experience is a self-limitation that you're putting on yourself. And it's something that's, like, that you're using to keep yourself closed off from other people, and, like, or to keep yourself, like, from actually, like, getting hurt again. It's a defense mechanism, and I understand why you're doing that. I've done that before. A lot of people do that. But to help you move on and to help you get to the place that you want to be, like, you need to acknowledge that there were good moments in the past. There were also bad moments in the past that you're not thinking about. Like, I do feel like you're kind of, like, maximizing the good points, minimizing the bad points. That's how a lot of people operate with the past. That's definitely how I experienced the past. And, like, again, what's coming in your future is better than what came before. Even if this person or this job opportunity comes back to you, it's coming back better, and it's not the same situation. Like, I do a lot of readings for people who are separated, who are no longer with their person, and they're wondering if, like, someone can come back. And what always comes through energetically is, like, yes, like, you can, like, a lot of times it's yes, like, it's possible for the two of you to reconnect, but, like, if you reconnect and neither of you have done any kind of growth or development, you're going to run into those exact same problems that caused you to break up the first time. And like, you can get back together, but the question of staying together is kind of like, what's, and so if this person comes back, like, they're coming back different. And so you do need to like release and let go this version of this person that you had in your mind, because even if this person comes back, they're not coming back in that same fashion. Like, you're not getting that same person back, and that's okay. That's a good thing, because if you got that same person back, you're also getting back all of those same problems, all of those same issues that came with that person, that came with that original situation. And so you do need to like release the past, understand that you're not going to get the past back. You can never recreate what once was, and that's a good thing, because again, like, your future is exciting, and what's really coming through here is like it feels like you're holding on to the past almost as a safety blanket, because you're afraid of the future being worse, or you're afraid of the future like not being able to get what you had in the past, like kind of like a lack mindset. And again, what these cards really want you to understand is that you have really, really beautiful things coming. The reason why these beautiful things aren't here right now is because you're blocking them in a sense. And that's not to blame you or to say it's your fault, because we all do this. But this message wants to show you that like, you are like, you have so much more available to you than what's come before. And it's like, you do need to release this person, this situation, like whatever it is that you're thinking of, in the form that you're thinking of it currently. Because like, if this person comes to you, if you know what I mean, it's like, it's not going to come in the form that you once knew it. It's going to come in a new, better, and improved form, because you've also grown and changed and evolved since you last knew that person. There's definitely a need here for you guys to open up, to feel your emotions, to let them through. And I feel like some of you might think that you're doing that. I feel like there's a tendency here to really intellectualize your emotions. You might understand them on a very intellectual level, but when it comes to actually feeling them, like, there's a block. Like, there's this fear of like letting your emotions through. And again, like, there's a message here that once you just let that happen, once you let those emotions come through, that's like, then it's done, like, it's like, then they can release it. It's when you don't let them out, it's when you keep them repressed and you pretend like you're fine, you pretend like there's no issue, you pretend like nothing happened, that they fester and they grow and they become something unmanageable. If you release them, if you like experience them and then let them go, it's much easier to manage, and it's a much like easier process overall. And really, like, one of the biggest messages, what you want is coming to you. What you want is 100% attainable. That's also why you're being asked to really get clear about what it is you want. Because again, there's like confusion here about what it is you're even looking for. For example, some of you like might want to get back with your ex, but you also might want someone new, or you might like, it's like you want kind of contradictory things in a sense. And maybe it's not to do with your ex, maybe it's not to do with something, but maybe like, for example, with like the money versus love, not saying this is your exact situation, but maybe, for example, like, you want a job that, I don't know, there's like like, I don't know why I can't think of an example, but it feels like you want things that are leading you in different directions, and then you can't decide which direction you want to go in, and there's just overall indecision and like a lack of clarity around what it is you actually want, what goals you actually want to achieve. And the thing is, like, what you want to achieve, you will achieve. What you truly, truly want, the universe is bringing to you. But you need to get clear first on what it is that you're looking for with the throat chakra, the 9 of Cups. Like, understand what it is that you want to bring to you. And also understand this message that's coming through, because there's something very important that you've been repressing and pushing down. And, like, this is the time. Your subconscious is letting you know that this is the time to start dealing with that. And they also want you to, like, your subconscious wants you to understand that, again, like, you're on your way to brighter days with the Libra card, the 9 of Cups. Like, you have the Hermit in reverse. Like, you have really, really, really exciting things to look forward to, but it feels like you're keeping yourself stuck out of fear that things are going to get worse, or fear that you're never going to, like, experience happiness or experience, like, this good thing again. And this is telling you that's not true. That's a limitation that you are putting on yourself out of fear, out of, the kind of like a self-sabotage, a way to keep yourself emotionally distant and it's not the reality. Like, you have something really, really beautiful coming to you, and it's just around the corner. We have Cancer and Libra here, both cardinal signs. Like, this is coming quickly. Once you get clear about what it is that you want, it's going to come in quite quickly. And also, once you start listening to yourself, once you start listening to these emotions, letting yourself feel them, acknowledging them, and not just pretending that you're okay, pretending like you're fine, like there's like you've never had an emotion. Once you start like letting yourself feel that, what you want is going to come to you really, really quickly. Like, this is really, really, really beautiful energy. You're just being asked to trust and understand that, like, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be hurt for a little bit, because it's better to be hurt for a little while, feel that hurt, and then release it, let it go, than to pretend like you're not hurt and end up being secretly hurt for a much longer time. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile number 1. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. I really enjoy connecting with you, so thank you for giving me the chance to share this message with you. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. If you're interested in a private reading, that information is linked down below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 2 or this amethyst point with the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot, then welcome. This message is for you. Let's go ahead and see what message wants to come through to help you move on and move forward, or detach from the situation and connection. So we have the 6 of Wands in reverse, the 6 of Cups, the High Priestess. Okay, we have this Moon card, which I will probably get another tarot card just to clarify. I forgot that this deck had like Moon cards in it, and as well as tarot cards. Clarifying the 6 of Wands in reverse, we have the 4 of Wands. Clarifying the 6 of Cups, we have the 9 of Wands. Clarifying the High Priestess, we have the Ace of Wands. Clarifying this Moon card, we have the King of Pentacles. Like I said, I am going to let me just grab that deck. And grab a card to clarify. Could we clarify the Moon card with a tarot card, please? How pretty is this deck, though? I love the artwork on this deck. It's so pretty. Okay, can we clarify this Moon card, please? The 10 of Swords. Okay, and let's take a look at the oracle cards that came out. We have the World in reverse, the 8 of Cups, emotional withdrawal, the Two of Swords in reverse, mental conflict, we have communication and triggered, and finally we have Venus, and we also have the Sun card. Okay, so there's like a lot coming through for you guys. This feels like a relationship to me, or it's something that you are very emotionally invested in, something that you're very emotionally connected to. But this does feel like, with like the 6 of Cups, we have a lot of court cards here, or I guess we have 2. The bottom of the deck was the King of Swords, sorry. I should have clarified what I meant by that. But this feels like a relationship, or again, something that like you are emotionally invested in. And it feels like there's been an ending of some kind because we have the Ten of Swords and the Six of Cups, which makes sense as well with like the nature of the reading. Of course, there's been like some kind of ending if you have to move on from something. But what I'm sensing is it feels like you guys are quite intuitive. We have the High Priestess here. We also have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups represents reunion, coming back together. And with those two cards together, it's making me feel like you guys really think, or you really believe and feel intuitively that you are going to reconnect with this person, you're going to reconnect with this situation, or it's coming back in some sense, or you're hopeful for some kind of a reunion. And there is a lot of energy here with the Ace of Wands, the Venus card, the communication card. Like, there is a lot here that indicates that that's possible. But with the Nine of Swords, it feels like you're really like stressed out about this. Like, you're spending a lot of time thinking about it. And it also feels like you might be spending a lot of time trying to validate this feeling that you're feeling intuitively. Like, looking up readings a lot, doing readings for yourself, like validating. I do this like way too much, to be honest with you, where I like will do a reading, get a message, and then like try to confirm it again because I like don't believe that that's like the right, that I just like I need another confirmation. And so it feels like you guys are really anxious about whether or not this is actually coming back to you. I'm like, it also feels like whatever this was, again, this really feels like, I'm going to speak about this like it's a relationship. If it's not a relationship, please try to like make it fit your situation. It's just like easier for me to like look at things and like channel information if I like can just kind of speak about it in a more simple way. It feels like this connection really triggered you in some way with the triggered card, the like World in reverse, the Six of Wands in reverse. Like, part of the reason why this came into your life was to help you level up, grow up, and to learn certain lessons. You both are pretty evolved people. Regardless of what went on in this connection and this situation, like, you are quite evolved, and this person also is quite evolved. Even if the way that you treated each other, or like what exactly happened between you, was dumb and immature and childish, like, as individual people, you're quite strong, quite, like, you're coming through to me as the High Priestess, and your person or the other party in the situation is coming through as the King of Pentacles. So there's like a level of maturity in both of you, but you both like had lessons that you were supposed to learn, and like there was something that you were supposed to grow up with, or there was, again, like a message you were meant to learn, something you were meant to like to use to grow, to like move to another level. And it feels like those lessons have not been completely learned yet with the Six of Wands in reverse and the World in reverse. There's a huge message here that you need to detach from timing with the High Priestess, the Ace of Wands, the Moon, the Ten of Swords. It feels like you're driving yourself crazy. Again, you feel like a very intuitive person to me. Like, I think you know, or like you have a feeling about the situation, but it feels like you doubt that feeling, and so you're constantly trying to validate it. And it, like, you might be constantly thinking, well, like, if it hasn't happened yet, then like it's never going to happen. But at the same time, like, you still feel like it's going to happen, and it's causing you a lot of anxiety, just really wondering what's going on. And I feel like the reason why this isn't coming back is because the lessons have not been learned yet. With the World in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse, it's like, and the Two of Swords in reverse too, I think you're spending a lot of time worrying about whether or not this is coming back, worrying about whether or not this is, you know, really going to happen, as opposed to doing like the spiritual work that you need to do to make this happen. Because this is what I said in pile one, this is what I say like anytime I'm talking about like moving on from a relationship, especially like when something ends, when a relationship ends, like there's a reason why, you know, like there's usually, like, if it might be communication issues, it might be like commitment issues, it might be like, it could be 1,000 different things. But if like you and the other person that you're with, like neither of you do any kind of evolving or growing, like you both stay in the exact same place that you were in when you left each other, like if there were no lessons that were learned, you can get back together. Because what I'm seeing here, there's still a lot of love between the two of you with the Venus card. Like there's still a lot of attraction, or there's still, like, if this is a situation, like there's still a lot of positive energy for this to come back into your life. But like it can come back, and then those same problems arise. Like you get back together and there's still communication issues, you haven't fixed that, you're still not like speaking your truth, or your person hasn't like grown up and evolved and learned that they need to do something for, you know what I mean? Like those, like, it's not a question of if it can come back, it's a question of it lasting. And when I was shuffling your cards, I kept seeing the Ten of Pentacles come out. If this comes back into your life, this is meant to be like a long-lasting, long-term situation. We have the Four of Wands here as well. This is a marriage card. Like, if this comes back, it's not coming back like, you know, just for like one night or like one, you know, one cycle. This is coming back for like a significant amount of time. And so, like, lessons have to be learned for this to actually come back into your life, because it's like the universe is not going to send this back to you for like a short period of time. The universe is sending this back to you for like a long time. Even if, because what's coming through is like again, this really feels like there's a person involved, like another person involved. And it feels like the other person in this situation is meant to be in your life. Whether or not they're meant to be a romantic partner, there's a lot of questions that remain around this situation with the High Priestess here. Whenever that card comes out, to me, it's an indication that you don't know everything yet. And so it's not time yet for things to be revealed. Again, also that's like a big thing for me about timing. You're not meant to know about timing right now. And it feels there's this very strong connection between you and your person, and you are meant to be in each other's lives for a purpose. And if this person comes back, like they're coming back as like a very close friend, it's like a very close advisor, or like a romantic partner. Like regardless of the way that they come back, like they're coming back for a long time, and so they're not going to come back until you've actually both grown up and like done the learning that you need to do. And it feels like you have been doing some learning. Again, I feel like already you're a quite evolved person, especially spiritually. You already have been doing some learning, you've been doing some work, but it feels like you've been spending a little bit too much of your mental energy wondering, am I crazy? Is this person coming back? Is this person meant to be in my life? Instead of actually looking at, okay, what lessons do I need to learn from this? Or like what was I shown with the World in Reverse that I haven't kind of put into practice? Another important thing to recognize is that, like, if this was a relationship, the relationship as you knew it is over and is not coming back. And I know that can be a really difficult message to hear, but again, like I was saying, if a relationship ends, it ends for a reason. And so if it's going to work out again in the future, it's going to come back in a new and improved way. But that also means that, like, the person, even if you've been with this person before, when they come back, they're coming back different. Like, it's not the same person. Again, like, there's going to be something different about the connection. And so you are being asked to release the connection from the past, to release the person as you knew them, both the good and the bad. So if this person did things that hurt you, like, to accept them back in, like, you do have to forgive them. You don't have to forget what happened, but there does have to be a level of forgiveness. And you also have to recognize that, like, what you had with that person at one time, like, it's still there, you laid a foundation, but it's not gonna, like, you can't go back to the past. If you go back to the past, like, you're just moving backwards, and you need to continue to move forwards. And so as you move forward, you and this person will be different. And so it's important that you acknowledge and understand and accept that what you had, the connection that you had, is done. That doesn't mean that that person can't come back in a new way in your life, because I'm really seeing that that is the case. But like, the connection that you had is over, and you do need to release and let go of that connection as it happened. You need to like release the version of that person that you knew, to allow something new to come in. What I'm seeing, if this was a romantic connection, it feels like this person might be coming back first as a friend. There's a potential for this to move into something more romantically, but everyone has free will, and so that depends on, again, whether you're continuing to do your growth, whether your person's doing your growth, whether, like, this person's doing their growth. But it feels like this is starting out as friends, and there's a potential for it to move into more. But this feels like it's starting out more as friends, so just be aware of that. And again, with the Eight of Cups, you're really being asked to release the hope for the person that you knew to come back, because the person that you knew is gone, and that is both a sad thing, but it's also a good thing, because the person that you knew, like, there were issues in your connection, there were issues in your relationship that were preventing it from moving forward and being like the best situation for you. And there were also issues that you had that needed to be released for this connection to be its highest and greatest good. So like your person has changed, you have changed, and that's good. But that also means that like the person that you knew is like no longer there. And so there is a chance for you guys to reunite, but it's not going to be the same. And so it feels like you're holding on to this person exactly as they were. You're holding on to this situation exactly as it was, and you need to understand and release that release any expectations and understand that like this person can come back, but they're never going to come back and be that same person that you once knew. And that's a good thing. Again, there's a lot of positive energy here. It's not like this person is changing for the worse. You're changing for the worse. Like this is happening for a good reason. And with the Four of Wands and the Ace of Wands, it feels like there's very positive energy to come between the two of you. And again, you're really being asked to focus on your spiritual work with the High Priestess. Again, with the Eight of Cups, just to detach, really, especially from timing, because it feels like you constantly worrying about timing and wondering when things are going to happen. That's actually slowing things down, because again, it's taking up a lot of your mental space, and like you're spending too much time and energy worrying about if your intuition is right, as opposed to listening to your intuition, which is telling you that that this person is coming back, or that there's a reason why you keep thinking about this person, and that there are cycles that need to be closed out for this connection to move forward. There is a lot of confirmation here with the Sun, the Ace of Wands, that your intuition is right. Like what you feel about this connection is right. Like you're feeling this way for a reason, but you are being asked to understand that you don't know the full picture yet. Like you know that you feel a certain way about this connection. You know that you feel a certain way about this situation, but you don't necessarily know why or how this person is going to come back into your life, when they're going to come back into your life, in what capacity. This is a confirmation that this situation is coming back to you. How it's exactly coming back and when remains to be seen. You're really being asked to just trust yourself, trust this message, and know that like you don't need to spend all of this mental energy worrying about whether or not you're right. What you need to be like spending your energy on is focusing on you, focusing on what's best for you. Again, looking at what cycles you haven't closed, what lessons still need to be learned, what you need to do for your highest and greatest good in this moment. And also, again, to release this connection as it was, to release the situation as it happened, because there is a fresh start coming, but it's not going to be the same, and you really need to release the past in order to accept that new beginning. There's also a message here to work on communication. I do see communication coming in if you haven't spoken to this person in some time. But also, that feels like something that needs to be worked on in your connection. There needs to be better communication happening between the two of you when this comes back around. I do see your person like offering you an apology, or there being some kind of an offer made towards you. But again, this is confirmation that what you want, what you feel is going to happen is going to happen. But there's also a message that you need to stop worrying about exactly what the offer is going to be, when is it going to come in, how is it going to happen, and just understand it's going to happen at the right moment. And it's also not going to happen until these cycles are closed, and it feels like you're devoting too much of your energy to doubting yourself and doubting this connection, as opposed to like doing work to bring this back to you. So definitely focus on like spiritual healing, releasing, journaling, doing shadow work, all of that kind of stuff. The more that you do that, the faster this is going to come in. The summer could be important for this The summer could be an important time for some of you watching this, with the Sun and Venus. That's Taurus and Libra season. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile number 2. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. If you're interested in a private reading, that information is linked down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 3 or the apparition tarot with this amethyst point, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's see what message is coming through to help you move on or detach. So for the tarot cards, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse. Clarifying the Knight of Cups in reverse, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Clarifying the Eight of Cups, we have the Six of Wands. Clarifying the Nine of Cups in reverse, we have the Five of Wands. And clarifying the King of Cups in reverse, we have the Knight of Wands. Taking a look at the oracle cards that came out for you. Ooh. We have the Balance card, which is Justice in the traditional tarot. The Root chakra. Oh, sorry, did not mean to hit the table. And also the Nine of Pentacles, Material Harvest. We have Dead End and Interference. And the final two cards that came out, we have Uranus and Sagittarius. Okay, pile number 3. Okay, what's coming through, it feels like you are feeling kind of rejected at this point in time, with the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Dead End. You may have been like turned down for an opportunity, or you might not be getting the opportunities that you're expecting, or like you may have been like broken up with. You may have feel like you got played or rejected by someone, and you're having a difficult time moving on. There's a few messages coming through. The first, with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Wands, this is a clear message that you will move on from the situation. If you're feeling like you're never going to feel better, or you're always going to think about this is always going to upset you, no, that's not the case. You will move on. You will be able to get out of this energy. You will move on to better things. Like, don't worry about that. It does feel like there is someone that's kind of sending you negative energy. We have like the Interference, the Five of Wands, the Dead End. It feels like there's like two things coming through. Either someone is jealous of you, or you are jealous of someone else, and there's like kind of negative energy being sent back and forth with like the King of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Five of Wands. It feels like there's like kind of maybe like unspoken hostility, repressed anger, and also, like, I'm especially feeling jealousy for some reason. And so it feels like part of the reason why you're feeling this way is because either you're jealous of someone else, like you're looking at what they have and, like, wish that it could be you, or someone else is really jealous of you and is, like, sending negative energy your way. It does feel like, in general, right now you're kind of in kind of a scarcity mindset or kind of a lack mindset with the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse. It feels like you're just, like, convinced that you are never going to get out of this energy, that you're never going to, like, that your knight in shining armor is never going to come, that you're never going to, like, get what you want. It honestly feels like you're kind of, like, it feels like you are convinced that you will never reach your dreams, and it feels like you are looking at other people live their dreams, and you're wondering why it's so easy for them to do it, and why things just happen like that for them, and for you it feels like you put so much effort in and like nothing happens. You just like reach a dead end. And part of like the reason why you're feeling that way is because you are this is such like a hard message to give, and like I had to receive this message recently, and it's really not fun to receive, but like part of the reason why you're like, when you think about things that way, like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, if you expect other people to get everything that you want, if you expect that things aren't going to work out, like, of course they're not going to. Like, you're blocking your own blessings from coming to you. And so you really need to, like, walk away from this mindset that there's not enough. With the root chakra, the 9 of Pentacles, and the balance card, you're being asked to come into a greater sense of balance and understand that, like, just because someone else has what you want doesn't mean that you will never have it or that you're not good enough for it. There's also kind of like feelings of like lack of self-worth here with the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, the 9 of Cups in reverse, the 9 of Cups in reverse, and you're being asked to like really ground and center yourself and understand that you are worthy, you are good enough. It just feels like you have taken your present circumstances very personally when you don't need to. With the King of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, like if someone rejected you, if someone turned you down, or if you're not getting the opportunities that you wanted, that's not a reflection of your worth. That's not a reflection of what you deserve to receive. That's not a reflection of your future. It's just a reflection of like that person. Sometimes we just don't vibe with someone else. Sometimes a certain opportunity just isn't meant for us, and that doesn't mean that we're never going to meet someone else. It doesn't mean that another opportunity is never going to roll around. But when we, like, this is something that I really struggle with personally. I have been depressed for a very long time. And when I get into like I don't know why it's like rare for me to speak about this for some reason. When I personally get into like really depressive episodes, it's really easy for me to like constantly pick out the negative and to like like not even look at the positive and just think like, oh my gosh, of course that didn't work out for me, or like, of course, like my friend got that again and like I didn't. You know what I mean? It's just like very easy to like fall into the trap of like thinking that only bad things happen to you, or only paying attention to the negative and not paying attention to all the blessings that you have. And like your cards are really asking you to like come back to center, to sit down and understand like yes, what you're experiencing is difficult right now. It's painful. That's okay. But it's not a reflection of your talent. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's not a reflection of who you are as a person. It's just a reflection of where you are right now. And you are really being asked to leave this mindset behind with the 8 of Cups, the 6 of Wands. Like, you are so worthy. You are so talented. You are so deserving of all of the success, of all of the love. And it's coming to you. It's coming. But it feels like you almost are like subconsciously pushing it away because you're so expecting it to not show up for you, that anytime something shows up even remotely like looking like what you want, like you almost turn it down automatically, or like you shut off to it, or like you find a reason wrong, like you find something wrong with it. There's like a lot of defensiveness here as well with the 5 of Wands, the King of Cups in reverse. I feel like you might be kind of pushing your emotions away and also maybe projecting them onto other people. And you're being asked to stop doing that at this point in time. Again, doing a lot of work with the root chakra, so really working with feeling secure, feeling safe. Meditation with that would be really helpful for you. And also you're being asked to stop like reacting out of emotion. Like you're being asked to kind of you're really being asked to ground and center, like look at this man. Like you're really being asked to spend some time in meditation, grounding yourself with the root chakra. Because with the King of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Wands, you might be taking action, or you might like be acting out of emotions. And that's, again, keeping you kind of stuck in this loop. You're really being asked to take a different mindset. And also I think the more that you meditate, the more that you kind of ground and center yourself, the more this will happen naturally. This isn't something that you really have to try to force. Again, with the 6 of Wands, this is something that like this is happening. You will walk away from this negative mindset. You will walk towards something more positive. You are on the way towards something better. But you're really being asked to look at things from a fresh perspective and understand that you're kind of holding yourself back in some ways, and there are some changes that you need to make to improve your own life. And again, spending some time in meditation, grounding yourself, will help you see what those changes are. Again, though, I do feel like there are some people around you that are jealous of you or that are sending negative energy your way, so just be aware of that. But I also do feel like you are sending negative energy out as well. And like we all do that. That's not to call you out or to shame you. Like I'm a Scorpio, not to like get into stereotypes because I know they're not true, but like I've sent some negative energy my way, you know, like I have sent some negative energy my way. You guys, this is so funny. I actually like I recently tried to hex someone just because I was like bored and I was like, I'll just try and see if I can do it. And I hexed myself on accident. Like I messed up the spell and I hexed myself on accident, which was instant karma. But I meant to say that I've sent some negative energy in my day, but I've also sent it my way in my day. But like I'm not shaming you. Like we all go through that. And when we're feeling down, we're feeling like nothing's going our way. We're feeling like we're in a dead end. Like it's common and normal to send negative energy, especially to people that you feel are doing better than you. But just know that that is holding you back in a way. And I feel like you are not acknowledging that with the King of Cups in reverse. Like you might be in denial about how you truly feel about certain people and about certain situations. And again, there's no shame in it. There's nothing wrong with it, like, but at the same time, it's holding you back. But like, there's no need to be ashamed of the fact that you did that. But now, like, being aware of it, if you do resonate with that message, being aware of it and will help you like stop, which will then help you like move forward. Again, just grounding and centering is a huge message for you. Watching what you say, making sure that you are like taking time out because it feels like you might be really on edge, really defensive. There's kind of a hostile energy. Again, maybe this is how people are acting towards you right now. And if that's the case, like don't take it personally. Just understand that they're projecting onto you. They're not really reacting in the real world, if that makes sense. They're just projecting. And also there's something that you need to walk away from. This really feels like a mindset, the way that you're looking at things. Again, holding on to the negative, rejecting the positive. And also there might be like a current situation because you do have dead end, Six of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse. If there's something that you are like, you just know that it's not right for you, like if there's a connection or like a job you've been working on or something like a project and you just know it's not right, but you've been having a hard time letting it go, like letting that go is going to bring you a lot of success with the Six of Wands here. Like releasing that connection, releasing your hope for that is going to actually bring in a lot of success. So just know that releasing it is not like a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of giving up. It's actually a sign of like a rebirth, a renewal, and moving into something much more exciting. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile number 3. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. I really enjoyed connecting with you, so thank you for letting me share this message with you. I'm sending lots of love and light your way, and have a great day.